long time no see. My hiatus turned out to be longer than it was meant to be. I never intended to be away this long, and if this video is a little awkward, please excuse it. I kind of have forgotten how to do this. So, yeah, my hiatus ended up being longer than I expected. Unfortunately, the core reasons for the start of my hiatus are ongoing. The issues are ongoing. But I just really missed BookTube. Sorry for the lighting change. Again, I am so rusty at this, but I have curtains open in front of me, and there was a curtain open over here, and then I thought it was too much, and now it seems too dark, but we're just gonna go with it. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, so I don't want to ramble for too long. It's already been a minute, so let's just jump into the video. I am coming back with my September/fall/ Becca's Bookoplathon TBR. I saw a few people do TBRs for Becca's Bookoplathon, and I decided that I wanted to take part because TBR games seem fun, and I don't have my own, so I figured why not borrow somebody else's. So she made this cute little board. I do not have a color printer, so I'm sorry it's kind of ugly, but you'll get a closer look at it in a bit. But yeah, so I just printed out the board. She made these cute little cards for the chants and the community shelf things, and yeah, so my goal is to pick do 5 rolls and pick 5 books. Spoiler alert, I pre-filmed the rolls and it did not go as planned. So when does anything with my TBR or this channel ever go as planned? Like, I should stop trying to plan things because it never works out. Anyway, so yeah, I have those. I pulled out some books to match the prompts, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so I don't have any dice, so I'm just going to be using a random random.org, the dice thing on there. So let me do my first roll. Okay, so we're off to a bad start because I got a 4, so 2 2s. So I have to automatically do another roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I got TBR Vet for my first roll. Oh, and I'm going to be doing 5 rolls, which is actually 6 now because I already got a double on the first roll. My first roll, TBR Vet, I picked for this Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is a couple of things. It's a dirty little secret because I've told so many people to read the ACOTAR series and I never even finished it myself. I made a video a long time ago. I feel like it was like my second video or really close to the beginning of my channel about how terrible I do with series. Like, I never finish series. So yeah, I never finished the ACOTAR series, and more recently for this year, for 2020, I put it on my series I want to get to in 2020. If I read A Court of Wings and Ruin, I will fulfill 2 things. I will finish a series, finally, and I can check it off of my series I want to finish in 2020 list. So that's good. So hopefully that one will get read. Okay, so my second roll was a 7. And that is Disability Rep. For Disability Rep, I actually had to kind of look this up because I don't think I was I wasn't really familiar with any books that included Disability Rep, off the top of my head. But I did find one that sounds interesting, and that is Please Don't Hug Me by Kay Kerr. It is an Own Voices autism, rep for someone on the autism spectrum. And I guess she wrote it she started writing it when she was diagnosed with autism. So yeah, it's Own Voices, it's disability rep for someone on the autism spectrum. And it's, I read the synopsis. Do I remember it? No. The main character is a girl named Erin. She is on the autism spectrum. She loses her job, her boyfriend, she's having issues with her boyfriend, and I think she hasn't seen her brother in over a year. And they start exchanging letters, and through those letters, she kind of figures out some things about her life. from what I remember. But yeah, it sounds interesting and I'm excited to read it.
Okay, and so just as with Becca, this board hates me, so I just got a 6 and it was 2 3s, so that's another extra roll. Okay, so that is Community Shelf, which is this one. And it is eyes closed, which means I am going to go to my bookshelf, close my eyes, and just randomly pick a book.
Okay, so earlier I didn't film it, but I went over to my bookshelf for the eyes closed prompt. It's something that I just made up. For the community shelf cards, you make up like TBR prompts. So that was one of them. And I just went over to my bookshelf in the living room. I closed my eyes and I just went like this and grabbed a book. And that was All Around the Town by Mary Higgins Clark. So I read a Mary Higgins Clark, I think at the end of last year, because it was a Christmas book. And I wasn't a huge fan of it. I think they're just not really my style, or they're kind of dated, and I just didn't like how she wrote the female main character, if I recall correctly. I'm not super hopeful about this one, but I will give it a shot, and hopefully I will like it more than I liked the last one by her.
Okay, so my next roll was an 8. And I got Own Voices.
For Own Voices, I am planning on reading The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. This was huge when it first came out, and it's pretty much been on my TBR since, and then I keep pushing it off and pushing it off, and it's not necessarily because it's not because I don't think I'll like it. I think I'll like it, but at the time, like when it came out, there were so many people just screaming its praises and hyping it up and all this, and I really kind of wanted to read it at a time where I could form my own opinion about it, which, again, I'm not saying I won't like it. In fact, I think I'll really like it, but I just, I wanted to get out of the headspace where my opinion would be clouded with everyone else's opinions. So, yeah. I hope that makes sense. I know that sounds really weird, but that's just like a thing. It's a thing in my head. I don't know, but yeah. So I was kind of holding off, but now I almost feel like the hype has died down, but the story will still be completely relevant. So yeah, I think it's actually a really good time to read it. I'm excited to read it. And yeah, that's my Own Voices pick.
Okay, my next roll was a 10. And that is Friend Pick. So Friend Pick, I'm just going to text my friend a few names, like a few titles of books, and just have her pick one.
For Friend Pick, I was originally going to text my best friend, and then I was just kind of like, why? I'll probably get an answer faster from my husband. I wanted an answer right away. So I sent him this picture of just 3 books from my TBR that I really want to read. I picked them out of my TBR cart, which I'm going to make a video about it because I'm probably going to switch it up anyway, but I kind of, in a vlog a long time ago, put in like a clip of me putting together the TBR cart, and then I had every intention of filming a video where I like actually fill it and organize it and decorate it and everything, and then I never did. And as it is right now, I still really haven't. I put in some books that I wanted to read, and then I just kind of left it. So a TBR cart organization and decoration video will probably happen eventually. I'm not going to say it will 100% happen, but it might be on the way. I sent him this picture of 3 books that I had on my TBR cart and just asked him to pick one, and he picked Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I'm excited about this one because I'm pretty sure, okay, so I'm pretty sure it was in like fall of 2019. I filmed a 5-star predictions video, and this is the last book that I need to read before I can do a follow-up for that video. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. Again, I've been putting it off. I don't really know why, but I don't know. I'm a mood reader, and I just haven't been in the mood to pick it up, even though I really, 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 really want to read it. Like, I don't know. I think I might also be kind of apprehensive because I loved the Remnant Chronicles so much that I'm kind of afraid to jump back into that world. I don't think I'm alone in that fear. Like, I feel like people say the same thing about, like, Shatter Me and Aquatar and, you know, Remnant Chronicles. Any series that, like, continues after a period of time, I feel like people are a little apprehensive to jump into the second half of it because you don't want to ruin the first half that you loved so much. But yeah, so he picked Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, and that is my pick for friend pick.
Okay, so roll 6 was 4. And that is highest rated. Okay, so for highest rated, I'm going to take my Goodreads TBR shelf and organize it by highest rated to lowest rated and read whatever the highest rated book is. Which I have a feeling I know what it is, and yikes.
Okay, so yikes is right for this one. It's not, okay, yikes was not like, oh, I don't want to read that book. It's, oh, I really, like, I was already planning on reading it, so it actually kind of works out for me, but it's just really long. And that is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. Last month I read The Way of Kings. I loved it. I 5-starred it. And I mean, that's one of those books people told me for so many people were like, just read it. You're going to enjoy it. Don't let the length scare you. Like, just do it. You love Sanderson. Like, just do it. And I never did because no matter what people said, I'm like, oh, that's a really long book. And so having read The Way of Kings, loved The Way of Kings, all that being said, I'm still kind of afraid to pick up the next book just because it's so long. But my husband has the audiobook, so I think I will listen to the audiobook of that, and I'm excited. It's long, but I'm excited.
And what should have been my final roll, but is another double, I got 4. Which luckily is small book, so I pick a book with less than 300 pages.
This one, I could have been nicer to myself, I think, but I picked a really small book. It's only 100 pages. Like, the copy that I have is only 100 pages, but it's not, like, the easiest thing to read. Like, it'll take some effort to read it. So even though it's 100 pages, I don't know if it's necessarily the easiest book I could have picked for myself. But that is The Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare. It's a play, so I mean, it's not like it's a lot of words per page or anything, but it's just, you know, it's Shakespeare. So you can't just, like, read it really quick. You have to actually kind of use your brain a little bit to be able to follow along. At least I do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb, but I have to think about it as I read it. But yeah, so, and this was kind of random, but at the same time, I've been wanting to pick up a Shakespeare play, and I honestly thought it was going to be A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I actually have A Midsummer Night's Dream on my TBR cart as something that I wanted to pick up, but I don't know, like, I don't know. This one's calling to me more. So I'm going to pick up The Taming of the Shrew.
Okay, and thank goodness my final roll is a 9. And that is ebook or audiobook.
And lastly, thank God, because 8 books is already too many for me. We know I'm a slow reader, and we know I'm a mood reader, so I don't know if any of this... That's off topic. I got a nice easy one. It is ebook or audiobook, and for that, I chose Booked for Trouble, which is by Eva Gates. It's the second book in the Lighthouse Library mystery series. It's a cozy mystery series. It was recommended to me by Miss Richards Reads here on BookTube a long time ago, and I just got around to listening to the first one, and I'm actually not quite done with it. I'm almost done with it. I think I have like an hour left, and yeah, I enjoyed it, so I want to continue on with the series. There was one other thing. It's sitting right here. I don't know how I forgot it. So the books that I had my husband pick from, like I said, they were all on my TBR cart. They're all books that I really want to read. And one of them, this one in particular, A Discovery of Witches, I started reading this last fall. And for some reason, like I said, I'm a mood reader, and I've really been in the mood for this book. I think I started this when we went to New Hampshire last October. So it's been almost a year since I picked this up. I read 136 pages of it, and then I just kind of put it down. But it's been calling to me, and I keep looking at it on my cart saying, I really want to read that. I should pick that up. And So yeah, he didn't pick it, but this is still going to be on my fall TBR. This is kind of a Becca's Bookoplathon inspired, but instead of just like telling myself, okay, I have to finish these books in September, I think this is kind of going to be like my fall TBR. So I'm not saying 100% when these books will be finished, that they'll all get read in September or anything, but so it's kind of an all fall long TBR. And even though this didn't fit any of the prompts for the readathon, I'm also throwing this one on there because I just want to read it. I've been in the mood to read it. And I honestly don't know how my TBRs are going to be going forward because, like I've said 3 times now, I think, I, especially recently, have just become such a mood reader that I just, like, I make TBRs and then I never stick to them. And so that's kind of annoying, I think. It is for me. I don't know if I'm going to do monthly TBRs anymore, if I'm just going to do seasonal TBRs, or maybe I'll do monthly TBRs that are just like, okay, this is what I'm in the mood for right now, but perhaps none of them will actually get read. I'll figure it out as I go, I guess. So I am super excited to read this, even though it's not on my Bookoplathon TBR. I'm excited about I'm excited about all the books that I picked for the readathon. And another thing with this is I like that it's a month long because I'm really bad at like week-long or 2-week-long readathons because I'm such a slow reader. So the fact that I have like a month to read these books makes me feel like it's more achievable. I don't know how many pages it is. I don't know what it would break down to per day, but hopefully I can do okay with it, and I will definitely check in later and let you know. So that is it for my Becca's Bookoplathon TBR. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what you think about them, if you think these are good choices, if you particularly love any of these books and just want to gush about them, please feel free. And yeah, hopefully this wasn't too awkward. I tried really hard to be natural, but it probably wasn't super natural, so sorry about that. I am glad to be back. Hopefully I'll be able to get some regular content out again. I don't know. I'm not going to really like stress myself out over it. Like I said, I don't know how to finish a video anymore. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you want me to read any particular one of these books and, give thoughts on it. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.